Midnight Bourbon, I think, coming into the Preakness. Love our post position draw for it. I thought he looked beautiful on the racetrack yesterday here at Pimlico. Obviously the weather's cooperating. It couldn't be more pleasant, and we're expecting a very good run from him.
You were very happy with post position 5, and then you've got the Derby winner inside you, and you've got Concert Tour, who's the second choice outside you. How does that impact things, the way the post position?
Well, I mean, they're the expected pace of the race, so you'd be surprised if stablemates actually, hooked each other or ran each other in the ground. But I thought that, with Midnight Bourbon being a large horse, he had a great draw in the Derby. Didn't get away from the gates as well as we would have liked, and didn't have the outcome we liked. But if you were choosing posts, regardless of where anybody else was, I think that gives him a very good chance.
How is he doing coming into the Preakness versus coming into the Derby? I mean, have you noticed any change? And versus when he was second in Louisiana Derby?
The positive is we haven't noticed change. I thought he was in great physical shape going into the Derby. I felt I liked where he was walking over and everything. I thought everything went extremely well, but missing the break did not put him in the position that I think would have been necessary for him to have success. From where he was, he ran reasonably well, but not good enough. But here we are with a lot of horse going into the Preakness and expecting a better outcome.
The Preakness has been a race that's been very memorable for you. You've won it twice. So just talk about the...
Well, coming back to Pimlico is extremely special. Curlin's Preakness win here over Street Sense was as exciting as it can get for us, being our first classic, and just such a memorable race, and probably the one race that it being a classic, it being Curlin, first time to have success on that level, you can't duplicate that again. And then to have the amazing opportunity to run Rachel Alexandra here with the queen that she was you can't top those memories.
You'd like to try to add to them anyways.
It is the Preakness and a great opportunity. Being a classic, being an American classic, having a quality horse like this for Winchell thoroughbreds, and if you've ever seen him, you realize the potential that's there, and we expect it to happen for him.
Ron Winchell says that he really, the last 5-10 years maybe, has put more emphasis on trying to get to these classic races than maybe his dad did. His dad was thinking like 2-year-olds Del Mar and stuff like that. So your family's been so associated with the Winchells. They break all their, your parents break all his babies, and you train for him.
I'm extremely proud of the Winchell and Asmussen connection, and my father and Ron's father did business and had a lot of success before they let me or Ron make any decisions, so it's extremely exciting for us. And I do believe that the thoroughbred industry, the emphasis has went towards the classic, and the values has made that so.
The other day after you worked, you used words like giddy, jazzed up.
Yeah.
So we take that as a good sign that you just really like how this horse is coming into this race.
He's a fun horse to train. The horse is obviously very strong-minded and willful, but he's exciting to be around. He's extremely physical. He's just a gorgeous horse to watch, and like I said, we're very optimistic as horsemen, and the giddy part was, or the humorous part, less than 2 weeks after the disappointment we had in the Derby, here we are thinking we're crazy enough to think we can do it again.
And you were saying what a thrill it was just to walk him over. You were the one that led him over. He's a big horse.
It was just a combination of things. He's a big, strong horse, and being just very exciting. I think the crowd being back had me as well. We'd been through the COVID, no people around, just trying to get through the job, the new normal, and then for there to be I think 50,000, I believe, during the Derby. It was extremely exciting. It's great to have back in the sport, that thrill and that excitement, and hopefully we can continue to add to it and get more of it.
You talked about him being a really physical horse, a feel-good horse. So as a horseman yourself and making the decisions to handle him yourself, what is that feeling when he came over for Derby and just, behaved well
I
for
think
you?
it's why size. Probably biggest person in the barn. But I think that we went with that, and just he got loose earlier in the week. Everybody knows it, and just you want to be responsible for it, and if it happens, you don't want to have anybody to blame but yourself.
Somebody, I read somewhere that you said maybe that this is one of the most beautiful horses physically.
Well, he is. I don't like to compare horses to each other. They compete against each other on the track, and that's how they prove themselves. But he does. To me, he's flawless physically.
And has been that way, obviously.
He's been beautiful. He's a Stone Street bred horse. A lot of pictures of him from every state. He's beautiful, full, beautiful baby, beautiful weanling, yearling. And I've seen many a picture of him, and never one of them that looked bad.
How has he progressed since you got him into
Well,
the
I
farm?
think that as expected, and he's very large. I thought he had a solid foundation 2-year-old, but he's a good horse now. But he's still going to be better in the future. I mean, just a horse of his size will get, with maturity, will handle himself better physically, handle himself better mentally, and he's going to get great things done.
Last question would be, what have you seen from him this week as far as mentally? Has he settled in
But
well?
I think that more of the same. I mean, that's what I like. He's full of himself. He's got a great confidence level. He's very alert. He looked very light on his feet over the racetrack for as big as he is. He looks like a machine.